Hey, thanks for being with us again for another week of positive news. Each week we like to find the positivity in some pet news stories. So let's just get to our first story this week. A bright spot perhaps for small business during this COVID-19 economic chaos. Veterinary practices seem to be busier than usual. While the human health system has taken a significant financial hit as a result of the pandemic, the canine and feline health industry is struggling to keep up with demand. For context, if you're thinking that a pandemic would create a large demand in the human healthcare industry, wellness visits and expensive elective procedures have lost their importance during the pandemic, creating billions in losses and leaving many healthcare professionals furloughed. What makes the sudden increase in veterinary care more surprising is that, historically, in an economic downturn, that's not usually the case. According to the New York Times, volume and revenue are up at animal hospitals and primary care offices. Vet Success, which tracked financial data from 2,800 clinics, estimated that revenue from July of this year was up over 18% from the same time last year. One case being made is that many people are adopting more pets because they're working from home. According to the New York Times article, several veterinarians they spoke with say they're seeing more puppies than normal, so much so that they've had to stop taking new clients. So it's important before you adopt a pet, make sure that your veterinarian, if you already have one, has the room for another patient. Or if you don't have a veterinarian or your veterinarian is turning away new clients, make sure you do your research and find a veterinarian that you will feel comfortable with before you bring home that new furry friend. And above all else, remember that animal health professionals are working tirelessly to give your pet the very best care, okay? So remember, just be patient because we're all in this together. All right, so I am so glad that I do not have to worry about this next story at all, but it is a good indication of recurring and false stereotypes. Finding that special someone has changed quite a bit in the last decade, with a number of dating apps becoming the preferred method of many of us humans. Not myself, of course, because I met my wife almost 2 decades ago and apps didn't even exist. Anyways, anyone who's had any experience with these apps knows how important the profile picture is. So much so that 43% of people surveyed in a recent study feel you can get a good idea of a person's personality from their picture. So it stands to reason that you would want to post a selfie with your pet, showing that you're a loving and caring person, right? Well, not necessarily. That same study found that men who post selfies with their cat are viewed as neurotic and less masculine. So nearly 1,400 women between the ages of 18 and 24 were given an online survey in which they were shown different pictures of men with and without a pet. From there, they would rate the man pictured on his masculinity, femininity, and dateability. Each participant was asked if they were a dog person, a cat person, both, or neither. Authors of the study found the results surprising since previous studies had shown that women found men with pets to have higher potential as partners. So while they tend to prefer men with dogs, they still give men with cats a slight edge over men without a pet at all. Researchers also believe that in past studies, cats have been considered more of a feminine pet and that cultural norms may have played a role in their responses. Don't worry guys if you have a cat, chances are you would be a better match with somebody else who loves cats too. The study also found that women who preferred cats did find men with cats attractive and dateable. So there you have it. Some surprising news for pet owners as veterinarians see an increase in pet allergies. Yes, your pet can be allergic to a number of things, including another pet in the same household. And this has pet owners scratching their heads. So there's not a lot of data on what makes a pet allergy prone. However, a dozen veterinarians interviewed said that 10 to 15% of dogs and around 10% of cats suffer from allergies, which is more than what the numbers were 10 years ago. So what exactly are the allergies they're suffering from? Environmental, such as grass and pollen, are the most common, which can both be seasonal and regional. Then there are the food allergies, and veterinarians are now seeing an uptick in pet dander issues. Yes, your pet can be allergic to your other pet. The American Kennel Club and Preventive Vet, of course, say not to ignore your dog if they are constantly scratching. This constant scratching can lead to skin infection with bacteria or yeast, hot spots, ear infections, and potentially the loss of fur. Besides taking your pet into the veterinarian for an exam and a possible allergy test, try vacuuming your house more often to remove dander from the floor and the furniture. And you might want to think about getting an air purifier to help as well. Finally this week, yep, it is that time of year again. The weather's starting to get a little bit cooler. You notice the leaves start to change color, and pumpkin spice lattes are in high demand. But the PSLs are not just for you anymore. There are a number of DIY recipes and online ordering options for your pup. According to People.com, another company has thrown its paw into the ring. Woofers, an online premium dog treat business, recently introduced their Pumpkin Spice Box. The box is filled with hand-decorated cookies shaped like bones, pie, pumpkins, and to-go coffee cups. According to their site, all their products are made up of wholesome and locally sourced ingredients and placed in recycled packaging that can be stored for a little more than 1 year. You can order your own box for $39.99. It'll be shipped to your front door. Of course, if you're looking to save a little money and also be certain of exactly what's inside your pup's treats, you can always make your own. Chewy Central has some great pumpkin spice DIY ideas for your pup as well. All of these links will be available on the Preventive Vet link provided in the show description. Well, that went fast. That wraps up another week of positive news. If you'd like more information on the stories you just heard or additional resources, visit our website, preventivevet.com. It'll be in the description below. And if you like our channel, please subscribe to us, okay? Thanks again for joining us. Until next week, stay positive.